How's it going, everybody? If you operate a trucking company here in Michigan, then this video is for you. One of the most important coverages that you're going to need for your business is your commercial auto liability. And oftentimes it is common that you will need at least $1 million for this coverage. So today I wanted to talk about how the cost for this is calculated and why having the right coverage in place is so important. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Brian. I'm an independent insurance agent based here in the state of Michigan, Metro Detroit specifically, and I work with businesses on their commercial insurance programs, as well as helping families and individuals with their personal insurance, their home, their auto insurance as well. My goal with this channel is to pass on a little bit of educational information to you so that you can make more informed decisions around your insurance, and then overall help answer any questions that you might have. So let's get into it. And before we get too far into the video, I do want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. And if you find this video helpful, useful, anything like that, please feel free to like, share, pass it along with anyone else as well. Commercial auto liability coverage is what protects your business if one of your trucks is involved in an accident and causes injury to somebody else or property damage. And in the trucking world, $1 million in coverage for this is typically the starting point, especially if you are hauling freight for a broker, a shipper, or maybe a specific customer. And most freight brokers or shippers won't even begin to work with you unless you have at least $1 million for this liability coverage. And in many cases, it is also required by FMCSA regulations. Now, something else to keep in mind is that depending on your operations, you might be required to carry more than $1 million for this coverage. It can be common to see requirements of $2 million, $5 million, or even up to $10 million, depending on who you are working with. And in those cases, you will have that $1 million base on your commercial auto policy, but then you would need to add an umbrella policy or excess liability policy on top of it. So when it comes to the cost for this $1 million limit on the liability portion of your commercial auto policy, there is no one-size-fits-all answer, but there is typically a general range for a single truck operation here in Michigan. And just for that $1 million in coverage for the liability portion alone, it could be anywhere from $8,000 a year to $15,000 a year. And again, depending on your operation and your situation, it could be more. I know that is quite a big range, but there are a lot of factors that go into determining what your premium is. And it is important to note that this is just for the liability portion of your policy, not including the physical damage coverages for the truck or your trailer, or for the motor cargo coverage or other coverages as well. Obviously that range is quite large. So what factors into determining what this premium actually is? There are a few key factors that go into it. One is going to be your driving history and the driving records for yourself and all of the drivers. So having clean motor vehicle reports, MVRs, with no accidents, no violations, can definitely go a long way in helping keep your premiums down. The years in business and experience that you have can also play a role. Unfortunately, newer ventures will typically pay more in premium, but this means that over time, as you gain more experience and demonstrate having a good record, your premiums can come down. And then what you're hauling also plays a role. Higher risk cargo, like hazardous materials, will typically see higher premiums. And then also your radius of operation, so the distance you're traveling. Long haul trucking operations will typically pay more than those that are just operating locally. And then how many trucks and drivers you have also plays a role. The more drivers, the more trucks, the more your exposure. And this will obviously lead to higher premiums as well. So what are some tips to help manage your costs and try to keep your premium down over time? One is to try to make sure that your drivers do have clean records and are well vetted. Also potentially consider using dash cams or a telematics system. Depending on the insurance company that you're working with, many will give you discounts if you have these in place. And also pay attention to overall vehicle maintenance. Safer trucks can lead to a decreased risk in accidents and claims. And also something I want to mention is to not just go with the cheapest option that might be presented to you. Making sure that you are working with the right insurance company and that you do have the proper coverages in place can be very important. And working with an agent who has experience in the trucking industry can definitely help keep your rates lower because they're going to find the carrier that is the best fit for your type of operation. Because there typically are limited market options for trucking companies when it comes to insurance, working with an experienced agent can definitely help make sure that you are getting the right coverage in place and at a fair price. Overall, as a trucking business, your commercial auto liability coverage is essential, and you obviously need to have it in place. And fortunately, there are ways to help manage the cost while making sure that your business is protected in the right way. So thank you for watching, and if you are looking for help with your commercial auto insurance or commercial insurance program as a whole, I would love the opportunity to work with you and see if our team can help. There are a lot of ways to get a hold of me, and they should all be in the description below. Please feel free to text, call, email, fill out a contact form, whatever's easiest. And if you have any other questions about insurance, please feel free to either reach out directly or leave them in the comments below. I would love to help answer those as well. So thank you again.